Everybody, how's it going? My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and welcome to our second, ooh, nice little lighting trick there. This is our second ever community information session. What we're going to be doing with these information sessions, by the way, you just watched the replay of month one, which was done last month. And what we're going to do during these sessions is we're going to try to tell people, we're going to introduce our partners. We're going to introduce the people who are asking us for a little bit of help. And we're also going to be introducing ourselves to people who have any questions about Community Pay It Forward. What is Community Pay It Forward? How does it work, and how's it best work for me and my missions or my business? What can they do for us? Can they do anything for me as an individual? We're here to answer questions. We're here for people to take and come in and introduce themselves, like I said, and they can talk about it. Each one is going to be as long as it is, up to 1 hour. And everything on here is just, if it's just me, it's probably not going to last that long. If it's myself and we have a couple more guests, it might last the entire hour, but that's what's going on. So we are very, very happy to let everybody know that we have got the wonderful Hope and Wine events going on right now. This Hope and Event Wine plan is in order to help people in the community. Right now, you can offer the help to anyone. We're trying to raise money for two causes this month. We're trying to raise money for the Avery Center, which helps people with trafficking or after being rescued from trafficking, or the yeah, boy, this one's gotten off to a great start here. So we're either trying to help the trafficking victims with the Avery Center, or we are trying to help people at Project Die Hard, which is all about trying to find problems for solutions for the problems of our homeless vets, including trying to find keeping families together. That's one of the giant things that this is all about. You can find out more about what Brian does by going to information at projectdiehard.org. Also, they are looking for sponsors, which you can see down here at the bottom. And anytime that you sponsor them, we here at the PAC channel, we are going to add to the package, and we're going to be giving you a little more publication. So if you help out Brian and the guys at Project Die Hard, we are going to be helping you out. We now have Sandy. Hello, Sandy, who's joining us. Sandy, yeah. And here comes Mr. Trevor Gibbs. Both of them are Community Pay It Forward fundraising partners. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you.
Good, Jack.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing here, guys, is we're just going to all be sharing kind of what we've got going on and asking any questions we have about how we would like to see Community Pay It Forward go. What you need from your company, so we can make sure that we're sharing this to everybody and we're telling everybody exactly what you do. We're doing it on the podcast. So everybody now can play this, and we're going to replay it again throughout the week and throughout the month until next month when we can do this again. And hopefully by next month, we're all going to be seeing people coming to our doors. So first, we're going to start with Sandy. Sandy, you're one of our newest partners, and you are trying to help people in the busy time right now, correct?
Correct. No. deadline for most businesses has already passed. We're still working on getting books together, though, because either, people who've asked for extensions, my big thing right now is to see how I can help our veteran business owners get their books done, and not just get them done, but understand them and understand that importance of learning that cash flow.
How difficult is it for somebody to get an extension?
It really isn't. I don't file taxes myself, but yeah, an accountant really just puts that request in, and I've never heard of it being denied. So it's just a matter of them remembering to ask for that extension right away and not, wait till another day after.
Okay. And where are you located?
I'm in Iowa, but I work virtually so I can help anyone in the States, or that's filing for U.S. taxes. So
Okay. And you help professionals and individuals file taxes?
I do not file the taxes. I just get the books ready.
Yeah, just get their books ready. But you can help anybody anywhere do that.
Absolutely, either business or even just personal finances. So
Okay.
yes.
Sounds great. What is one of the biggest problems that you see with people? What's one of the bigger mistakes that they're making right now that you would like to tell them, hey, don't do that. Let us help you out.
Save the receipts, and nowadays that's so much easier than it used to be. You don't have to have that shoebox and just throw them in there. Take pictures of everything. So many places nowadays will put that receipt right to an email box that you file away. Because you want to be able to, at the end of the year or throughout the year, keep track of those numbers so that come tax time you're not forgetting something.
Okay.
So it's just something as basic as keeping those receipts.
What are some of the things that they should be saving receipts for? And what is something that people save receipts for that you're like, I'm sorry, this isn't going to do you any good?
Honestly, I would sit there and save a receipt for just about anything that you're spending money on. I have never come across a receipt that I would sit there and say, "Oh, why do we have this?" So many people this year did not realize that anytime they went out to eat for a business expense, that's now 100% tax write-off. So you stop for that morning coffee to your business meeting. There's a tax write-off there for you. You do that enough times and it adds up. So, you go and you can't just go out and buy a pair of jeans and call it, that you bought them for work. But let's say you get that jean and you get that patch that, you stick on, I don't know where you're going to put a patch on your jeans. But now it's got a logo. It's got your business logo on it. It's now a tax write-off. So yeah, there's so many different things that you can do now to get those everyday items as a write-off.
Okay. What about a suit?
Unless it has your business logo on it, it's, you can wear a suit. You might only wear it for work, but it can be worn outside of work.
Okay.
It can be worn outside of your job, then it's not a work uniform. If it has your patch on it and you're wearing it to church, it's still a work uniform.
Okay. Well, I know that I have shirts that have many of my different company logos on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have every variant of logo that I've ever had on shirts, which is, quite a few. In 7 years, I think I went through more design changes than most people do in a 30, 50-year business. So but and I always wear them for no matter where I go out. I think the only time I don't wear my shirts, this is actually kind of funny. I think the only time I don't wear my shirts is like when I'm sitting in front of people, usually like on the Zoom calls. Usually I'm wearing one of my other shirts, so it's kind of funny. Mr. Z, do you happen to have any questions that you have for Sandy? Do you have any questions like what would you in the computer business, website builder, what would be something that a website builder would have a question when it comes to bookkeeping?
That's a great question, and I just want to say welcome, Sandy, to the
Thank
Community
you.
Pay It Forward. I'm not in a position to say so, but thank you, Zach,
Oh, yes,
for
you are.
welcoming me here. It's very refreshing to know that we can get to know one another and share ideas from here and in Zach's case, forward in time in Australia.
Yeah.
I know other web developers that are into blockchains, cryptocurrency, and NFTs, and you know where this is going, Sandy.
Mhm.
Do those who have invested in cryptocurrency have to file for taxes? And for the record, I don't have crypto or any
Right,
connections with
right.
NFTs.
And I'll be honest with you, I keep saying I need to go and do my research on that. I do not know. I do have a client that I do keep track of all that, and it is in that information that he takes to the accountant.
Okay.
What
I
the
don't think the
accountant
Senate.
does with it or is going to do with it this year, I don't know.
How much learning do you as a bookkeeper have to do for cryptocurrency and all these things that are coming up? Does it make your job any different, or is it really kind of out of what you do enough to where you're like, hey, okay?
I think the one thing about a bookkeeper that separates a bookkeeper from an accountant is that we really do not have any requirements. We do not have to go and get a certain certification or anything. I'll be honest, a high school student can learn to do bookkeeping if they really have that desire. As far as the cryptocurrency goes, is getting to that point that more and more people are getting into it. So, we really do need to step up and learn it. Not too many bookkeepers have. And yeah, I mean, as far as making bookkeeping any more difficult, no, not really. I mean, it's just one more thing to keep track of.
So like,
opening up a new bank account.
okay, so like tax changes, that doesn't really affect your job much because your job still is to collect the information that you've been collecting for the last 10 years.
Well, for the most part. I mean, yeah, little tax things, the accountant might want them categorized a little different. And so, I mean, it's important that your bookkeeper stays up with some of the more common changes. The reason I don't do taxes because I don't want to spend all year keeping up with the new changes for the following year. So.
Yeah, it always it really confuses me that they never extend the tax deadline, yet every year there's different rules that you have to, that people have to take and follow. And then who's the one who's always behind? It's the IRS that's always behind. So, which is always, to me, that's just one of the funnier things that they're the ones who set the rules, yet they're the ones who are always behind,
Right.
So that's something that is, that's always pretty funny to me. So Sandy, can you do me a huge favor? And over on the side, you'll see the chat button. Can you put in your contact information? And that way I can share it with everybody. And once again, you can find Sandy's information just by clicking on this beautiful little square right here. It's going to take you to our Jot form, which has all of our wonderful partners on it, including Sandy and Mr. Z, along with everybody else. So it's Mr. Z and I work on it every day to make sure that we keep it updated and try to get everything looking. I mean, he's doing such a wonderful job with keeping the website updated. I know I keep him plenty busy, not only with all the great new people we've got coming at us, but also making up for some guys' mistakes. So he has to keep up with that quite a bit. So. But Sandy, please make sure that you stick around and ask any questions you have. If you have, would you happen to have any suggestions on what we can do to help you and help promote you a little bit better? Because that's what we really want to do. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can do to help people know that you're part of a solution on helping people in the community.
You know, I'm always so busy thinking about how to help, how to get more clients so I can help them, that I don't think about what you can do for me. Really just keep me in mind that when you do hear that business owner, you know, just frustrated and overwhelmed, you know, think about me and have us get in touch. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, what might help is, do you have some sort of badge or something that I could put on a background showing that, you know, they can go and, you know, call me, and then, you know,
that is something that is definitely something that we will get accomplished.
Okay.
I will work on doing that. That's a very good idea. We can most definitely do that, because this is the spirit of this is for all of us to promote all of us. You know, we're all trying to work together for the better good of everyone. This isn't, you know, yeah, we all want to see each other. You know, we all want to see ourselves do better, but we're all going to do better when we all do better. And I think that if we find a way to let everybody know that we are a team, this is what we want to do. I think that's a great idea. So I think that's something we can definitely work on. So yes, please, Sandy, keep joining us. And if you have any questions for Mr. Z or anybody else who pops on, I don't know where Trevor ran off to. I think he probably got confused. So, but you know, that is Trevor. He's a little confused sometimes. So, Mr. Z, my brother, how you doing?
I'm humbled to be here, to meet new people like Sandy and speaking with like individuals like yourself, Zach, that are helping people pay it forward, no matter who they are and where they come from, because humans are humans.
That's right. Mr. Z, why don't you go ahead and refresh everybody's mind on what you do? Because you do some, look, I say it every day, you do fantastic work. Yeah.
Thank you, Zach. And thank you, brother man, because the work that I do is nothing, and I mean nothing, compared to what you do, because you're out there on the road helping our veterans, bringing awareness to our cyclists who are often hit and run, and who's out there helping them while people are comfortable in their office jobs. And that's where you are, helping our nonprofits, families, big or small, that need the help. And you're not judgmental. And I think it's great that we can all be a part of your program that helps the community pay it forward. So, a little bit about who I am and what I do. I'm a web developer, and I am also a consultant that can help nonprofits, family business owners, and people like yourselves who are looking to develop a custom website from scratch. Now, you might be thinking, well, what makes you stand out, Mr. Z? Anyone can build a website these days. They can go on Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, even GoDaddy. Ask their mechanics, nephews, friends, cousins. They got a person. I just want people to feel like they're in control of their website. And it horrifies me knowing that there are web designers and developers that not only build their websites, but also create the web domain name. And when it's time to make changes to their own website, they either have to pay more or they have to start from scratch just to make that one single change. And ultimately, I want to put a stop into this hostility and the reputation of you have to spend $25,000 on a custom website. When in fact, you can make your own for less than $60 and maybe 10 hours or 20 hours of your time. And I just want to be there to remind people if someone like myself can do it, so can you. And that's my story. Back to you, Mr. Zach.
You and I have been working really, really hard to get our website opened up and running communitypayitforward.us. We're always trying to add different things, and we're trying to find ways to put people where they need us to be. That's one of the things that you and I talk about is we want all of our partners to be where people need us to be found where where people need us to be found. So when we're asking our partners, hey, give us some keywords that people are going to, if they look for, what do people ask for when they call you, and I mean, they're not gonna put in their burrito and expect to see, a dog walker unless their dog's name is Burrito, maybe. But I'm sorry, we can't do much about that. But we're really trying to work hard at getting people's, people where we need them to be, where they need us to be. And what are some of the things that you would what you would tell a business owner? Hey, when you're thinking about these keywords, these are certain things that you should really think about. What would you tell them?
Make sure it's relevant towards your demographic market. Who you looking to target? What's the goal of your website? Are you looking to build a website to blog? Are you looking to sell products? Or are you just there to prove that you are a legitimate business? Sure, you might be thinking, well, why do I need a website if I could just create a Facebook page? Well, for some, it's just not enough to show credibility, because if anyone can build a Facebook page, but not everyone can make a website, that's what makes you stand out. And don't get me started on using templates and cookie cutter sites. And I just want to state for the record for everybody, Zach has been doing a fantastic job in maintaining the website because he's been very proactive, making the changes. And I don't consider them mistakes. I think it's just lessons that he was able to learn himself. And as the great Nelson Mandela once said, you either win or you learn. And he's learning every step of the way while I feel like the winner. So I do appreciate the fact that he's giving me way too much credit for something I barely done in terms of the website. He's the artist. All I did is build a frame and put it on the wall. That's all I did. And Zach has been very proactive in the website. And ultimately, if you have a website, it's just an extension of your brand. And there's a lot of people that think, well, if I spend $20,000 or $25,000 on a website, all the people will come to me. Well, that's not the case. All because you have a store in your local mall doesn't mean that people are coming into your store buying candy or all the gadgets and gizmos. What's your appeal? Who are you looking to reach out to? And like Zach said, keywords mean a lot. You got to do your research, even if it means hiring someone, a consultant, to actually show you the market or what's out there. Or you can even look for the keywords yourself. And here's the secret. If you have a Google account, it's free. Just go to trends.google.com and you can actually see what keywords are trending as of now.
You mentioned something about Facebook. And I know that there's a lot of people who forego websites because of Facebook. One of the things that they don't realize is that Facebook does not show to everybody.
Good point. Yes.
It only shows to, like, isn't it less than 10% of your friends that your Facebook shows? Less than 10% of your friends.
That sounds about right. Absolutely. And not to cut you off, I just want to add to your point. If you're relying way too much on Facebook to promote your website, you're limiting yourself, because if you post something that's considered offensive or it's inaccurate towards today's standards, you can have your Facebook page deactivated without even notice. Whereas when you have your own website or a place where you can publish all the information you have, whether it's right or wrong, it's your domain. No pun intended. It's your house. You can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't promote any violence, hate, or destruction towards one another. So I just want to put it out there. I agree with you. Not everyone has a Facebook account because, quite frankly, I don't even go on Facebook. It's only when I want to wish someone a happy birthday or put a couple of stories I like to put up for fun. So you're right, Zach. Not a lot of people are on Facebook actively looking for people, but it's a great way to get backlinks to your website.
Yeah. And then you also run that risk of you really got to be careful on what you put on Facebook.
Yep.
Not only, I mean, yeah, you want to always put out the best face forward on your business. I think we can all agree with that. You need to do that, but you still got to be very careful what you put on your own personal one because it's still linked to you. So, I mean, if you're a guy who likes to sit there and show, something that can be seen as degrading,
Right.
probably not the best place to try to take and send people to. It's really kind of one of those things that, I mean, Facebook's a great tool for business. Like you, I don't do a lot on my personal page. I just don't. I don't have that much to say. I really don't. I mean, yeah, every once in a while, oh, look here. Come on, Dr. Brenda, come on, if you would, please. But yes, hey, here she is. I haven't talked in a while. But yeah, you've really got to be careful what you do on Facebook because if you're somebody who likes to be really overly political or even religious or no matter what you're saying, there's always going to be somebody who's going to be on the other side that's going to go, do I really want to associate with that people? Unfortunately, we are in a time like that, and you got to be careful what you post. And I think that having a website is just much easier to make sure that you can keep your intentions and your business. Otherwise, unless you're just going to keep your mouth shut and never post on Facebook, like some of us. So how's it going, Doc?
It's going very well. I'm just busy.
I heard that you moved offices or something.
I did, Zach. I'm actually in an incubator now, surrounded by many businesses under the same umbrella.
Wow.
We moved in on March 1st, and it's been off and running ever since.
Well, congratulations on the move. Why don't you?
It's good to see all of you. Hi, Dr. Z.
Hello, Dr. Brenda. So great to see you again.
Doing very well here. I'm glad to see you guys. I was going to make it even if I was a little late today, just so I could see you guys.
Well, we are more than thrilled that you're joining us. Why don't you take a real quick second, please, and tell us about your fantastic program?
Well, I'm Dr. Brenda Boston Hudson, for those that don't know me, and I'm the CEO of the Marie Barney Boston Scholarship Foundation. We're located here in Jacksonville, Florida, but we give scholarships to kids all around the USA. We do a lot of fundraising. Dr. Z introduced me to Zach. And that's how I know you guys. Very interested in your program. Like I told Zach, I've applied for solicitation contribution registration in the state of Colorado. And I'm waiting to hear back from them. So as soon as I get that piece of paper, we're off and running with you guys.
That's fantastic. So, you guys are unique because when you say education, furthering the education, it's not just college.
No, it's
It can
not
be
just
trade
college,
school.
Zach. It's certificates for vocational programs as well. And we've actually partnered with Zoogle. Google actually give us those videos. They supply these certificates for the students. And in this space where I am now, there's multiple conference rooms. It's high tech, and we are ready and willing to do it.
That's so fantastic. I would like to also introduce you to Sandy. Sandy is one of our other she's another one of our great partners who here before too long is going to be trying to raise money for all the hard work that you do. So we're glad, we're so proud to see you. So
Hi, Sandy. Nice to meet you, my dear.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Brenda.
yep, you guys are all over there on the East Coast, and I'm sitting here in Colorado. I'm all the way away from you guys. I'm like the outcast right now. So, but
just join the party. We are all in this together.
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. What are some of the things, Doc, that you are working on to make sure that kids are having a better future? What are some of the things that you're working on, and maybe what are some of the struggles that you've seen?
Well, COVID had a great impact on all of us, and especially the college students, because they had no idea how to navigate through that maze, how to stay safe. I did have a couple of students that had to quarantine and had no clue of how to order their foods. So we implemented this emergency funding for them so that they would have the access to money so that they can order their food and get it delivered to the door. So that was our greatest initiative during the COVID season. But our mentoring program is really the spark of the foundation. And that's because we don't only give financial assistance, but we mentor these young people and help them with the resources that they need to navigate through that college maze.
And what can people do to help support you right now?
Well, I would certainly love to increase our sponsorships. So business owners, if you want to get your business out there throughout the U.S., sponsor with us, and we'll certainly put that information out there. Sponsoring helps each other, both you and I, so folks know we've partnered and we're making this happen. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together.
That's right. Folks, that's one of the things we always tell you is that, you know what, this isn't a you, this isn't a me thing. We're all in this. We are the rulers of what we see. Okay, if we work together to make this a better world, this is going to be a better world. As long as we keep fighting amongst each other, there's going to be problems. Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to create something new here. If everybody's pushing the same way, there's no resistance. So let's start working together a little bit, because we can look right now. We've got a dangerous situation. We all know this, but our kids need the education. They need to continue education. We need to give them hope. A kid without hope is dangerous. It's an adult without hope is dangerous. A life without hope is not worth living.
Sure.
Let's make sure we give this hope. That's what a lot of us here, that's what everybody on this screen right now is doing, is we're trying to help people. We're trying to give them hope. We're trying to give each other a chance. we love having everybody on here on these sessions. We're going to be doing this once a month, the second Monday of every month, so we can come on here and we can talk about what we need to do as a company and as a country to take and start growing, to start helping people. Because we, like I said, we've got Sandy and Mr. Z here from the partnership side, the fundraising side, who are looking to do business to support great people like Dr. Hudson. That's what we want to do. And then Dr. Hudson is working on doing something that's bigger than all of us, helping our kids. Okay. And look, I'll be the first to admit it. I say it all the time. I love my kids. Yours? Not so much. But you know what? Every kid deserves a chance.
Absolutely.
Every kid deserves a chance.
Absolutely.
And I think that this is one of those things that, you know what? This isn't that hard to do. Helping people is easy to do. Caring is easy to do, and people are making it hard. And you don't have to do that. I mean,
well, Zach, caring doesn't cost a cent.
No, it does not.
It doesn't cost anything.
That's right.
But it's got to be innate. It's got to be done from the heart and exudes on the outside. That's the difference.
And it can't be faked either.
Nah.
A lot of people think that you can fake caring, but you cannot fake caring.
No,
you don't look that. Yeah. So it's there you go. That's a great point right there. Sharing is caring, Mr. Z. That's right. So, but yeah, caring about others is something that, look, we're community pay it forward. We're trying to find a way that, look, we don't care if you make 20,000 a year. We don't care if you make 2 million a year. None of that matters. We want to give everybody a chance to donate to great causes like Dr. Hudson, to help what they're doing. And you simply shop with our partners. That's it. That's all you got to do. And send us a receipt. Okay. You send us your proof of purchase. That's all you got to do. No extra money, no extra nothing. You just say, you know what? I want to make sure Dr. Hudson, she gets this support. We can use this. Okay. Sandy's going to give me a referral fee. My company, a referral fee. 80% of that money is going to go to Dr. Hudson. That's it. That's all you have to do. You don't pay anything extra. You hire Sandy. You hire Mr. Z to build a website, a gorgeous website.
That's right.
And then you say, you know what? I want to go in. I want to support this cause. I want to support this cause. My neighbor fell. She broke her leg. She can't go to work for 6 to 8 weeks. The bills don't stop, but the money does.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's support each other. That's what this is about. Okay. And as I said earlier, and I want to do this for Trevor because Trevor definitely made me, it made an impact on Trevor's heart, that I don't care if you're illegal. I don't care if you're black, white, or what did I say, puce with orange dots. None of that matters to me. I don't care if you're Catholic, Christian, Buddhist. None of that matters. Cold hurts. Cold hurts people. We've got clothing that don't fit us. Let's put that clothing on the backs of people. It'll fit and it'll help. Okay? Hunger hurts humans, animals. It doesn't matter what the situation in life is. It hurts them. And if I've got food in my fridge that I'm not going to eat, heat it up. Give it to somebody. Care. Just care. It's all you got to do. I mean, it's so simple. It's, and I do. And let me ask all of you guys this. Why do we have the feeling that everything, it feels to me like we're in a society right now where everybody makes a big deal about the money that has to be gained or given, when there's so much more than money that we can do. Sandy, what's one thing that you like to do that is not money? What's one way that you like to help somebody that has nothing to do with money?
Well, for me, just encouraging words, just the smile when you see a face. They call me Sunshine. I've been called Sunshine since the day I was born because I light up the room. Why? because I love people. I
Yeah.
love communicating, interacting with people of all races. It really doesn't matter.
That's right.
Everybody needs a kind word.
Yeah. And Sandy?
Mine is taking the time and listen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm really interested or not. If they have a story to tell,
Sure,
I listen to it. If it's,
sure.
problem that they're having that day, I listen to it. If
Yeah.
it's off the wall thing, then I might not listen. But no, I listen. My husband's always sitting there saying, why do people come up to you and just sit there and, lay everything down in front of you? And I'm like, because they know I'll listen and actually hear what they're saying.
That's such a great point, because I got a dear friend that says, listening is one of those things that and listening is really easy to do when you do it, but there's a lot of people who don't do it. But he also says that if you're going to ask what's wrong, be prepared, because you don't know what you're going to hear.
That's right.
And it's not always pretty. Look, some of the stories out there are not pretty at all. But listening is so important. I mean, and easy to do. By the way, it doesn't cost you a penny.
That's right.
Mr. Z?
Sorry about that. Not to coach on anyone, but if it's one thing you're good at, Zach, and many others here too, Sandy and Dr. Brenda, it's hearing stories, because everybody has their own.
Yes.
And what I enjoy doing besides coding, it's just learning more and more, and how I can make myself a better person and use that knowledge to help out those. And if I talk to people, learn from Dr. Brenda, learn from Sandy, learn from you, brother, man, you can save me 5 years or maybe decades. I don't want to say decades, but maybe a couple of years of mistakes that you've made that I don't have to learn 5 years myself. So if I can learn what people have gone through,
sure,
I can use that for myself and use the time that I saved
sure.
to help out other people that I've learned within those time frames. So I just want to say I love learning more, because the old saying goes, or as
yes.
Warren Buffett once said, the more you learn, the more you earn. And I'll leave it there.
Yes.
Thank you,
I
Dr.
like
Brenda.
that.
Some of the smartest people you've ever heard from, some of the smartest people that have been through some of the more difficult times, and that's what's made them understand what they do, and again, that's what we tell people. We all do something that, at somewhere in our life there was something that you thought about, and there was always something that you're like, I can do this a little bit better. And when I had this experience, I didn't like this, so I'm going to do it different than that. Every single one of us has had an experience with something that we've done that we're like, wait a minute, why did that have to go this way? Okay. One example would be like this, and I think that maybe that's where we'll go next on this. Is my example for this would be when, after my accident, when I went to go and try to get help from somebody, I was told, even though there was no work, it's obvious there was no work. I busted face, broken neck, all this stuff. There was no more money coming in. But I was turned down for assistance because I made too much money last year. That made no sense to me. Okay, great. I had a great year last year. I ain't having that great year this year. I'm broken now. So I'm not having, but you can't tell them. And that actually, because I got hurt so late, that affected me for 2 straight years. And that's one of the reasons why I really started thinking about there's got to be a better way to save people, because once you're injured, once that paycheck's gone, there's no guarantee that you're going to get help from other people, because they've got their own rules and their stuff that they got to do. And if they, if you don't fit into their category of broke, then you're not broke, according to them. But you know, wow, they just loaded up my motorcycle onto the back of that repo truck. It's gone forever. And that was, that was really one of the reasons why, one of my whys on why I started this. Doc, what's one of the pains and one of the reasons that led you to doing what you do?
Well, actually, Mom was the founder of this organization, and I consider myself the co-founder because I picked up that baton. However, when my mom became ill and I had to retire and come back home to take care of both of my parents, they needed something to do while I finished my doctorate degree.
Mm-hmm.
So as an educator and an advocate for education, and 6 of us growing up knowing that after high school, it wasn't a question of whether you were going to college. You knew you were going. You were already prepared to go. I said to Mom, put your team together and start your legacy because of the impact you've had on so many in this community. I remember growing up, guys, wherein my mom and my dad would give back to the community. This was the home where folks came. They knew it was always something here to eat. It was something here to put on your backs. So there was always giveaways from this home. So that's how I learned to give of myself and to care about people. It started right here in the home. And that's all I know. I was a nurse for many, many years, caring and taking care of patients. That's what I have my doctorate degree in, clinical practice. So from my heart, I've always given back. And I'll always do that, guys, until my eyes close. And then the baton must pass at that time. But when that's all you know to do, it puts you in a special, special place because that's inspiration for others to see and mimic from me. So I have to continue the way that I've been over the years, giving, because I always get it back in abundance.
It's perfect. Sandy?
Yeah, I got caught up in what Dr. Brenda was saying there. What was the question again?
What is one of the things that led you to want to become a bookkeeper and do better than others? Or do it different than others? Maybe not better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at age 18, I was a caregiver for a little while. I took on the adult bills. And when I say adult bills, not my bills, but the person that I was caregiving for. Me and my soon-to-be husband started expecting our first baby right away. I knew nothing about finances. I knew nothing about how money works. I had to teach myself, and I had to teach myself fast. And yeah, if I could sit there and just get to that point that more people understand what money is, change that mindset, that money is just a tool, and that we just need to use it wisely. So many business owners do not keep track of their finances. They have no idea what that cash flow is. And that is so crippling that, if I could just sit there and help give them back that secure feeling, when they sit there and say, financial freedom, that's not just a saying. When you really have your finances in order and know that cash flow, it really is such a, great freedom.
I watched an episode last night of food It was on the History Channel, like Food That Built America, and it was on Famous Amos Cookies, where he had that problem. He did not maintain his books enough to where he was doing great,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't paying attention to where his books were, and he ended up having to sell his cookies to Nabisco just to get out of the, to get out of the red, and then he ended up backing off because they changed his cookie, and they made it far from what he wanted and far from what he loved. And it took another sale of that cookie to another company for them to come back to him and say, hey, we want you to be the face of your cookie. And he goes, no, this is no longer my cookie. He made them, and this is such a wonderful story, I think, he made them turn that cookie back to the way it was before he would come on and be the face of it again. And he, so it was that was such a great story, but it took him taking and it took him from it took him from being where he was. It took him from, something he loved. The bookkeeping cost him what he loves. So it is very important.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
Brian, how you doing, my brother? Mr. Z, what was one of the things that you wanted to change when you got into the coding world?
That's a great question, Zach, and a lot of great answers here from Dr. Brenda, Sandy, and yourself. And if you don't have the right bookkeeping, you may just have somebody else doing it for you, like yourself and Dr. Brenda, helping people get what they need to be so they don't feel like they're alone. In my case, I just want people to feel like they're in control of their own websites. There's this preconceived notion that you have to spend over thousands and over $25,000 to $30,000 on a custom website, which could be the case if you have a digital marketing team working at your case. But if you're a new startup, a new nonprofit, you don't have to spend more than $600 just to start your own website. It could be a landing page. So I'm so sick and tired of business owners and good people like everybody here who could be wronged in regards to, you find some person say, hey, I could build your website, not a problem. I'll register the domain name for you and I'll get you to Google #1 overnight. And if anyone tells you that they can get you to Google #1 on Google overnight, I'd run away, because there's a lot of black hat SEO that gets involved, and you all know it. Keyword stuffing, putting irrelevant topics. Exactly. Money talks. You can buy people to write reviews for you if it's illegitimate. But the point I'm trying to make here is that some people want to get started, but they don't know where to start. And I like to handhold them and say, look, let's start with the domain name. Do you know the differences between a web domain and a hosting account? What are you comfortable with? And I want people to feel confident in knowing that if someone like myself can build a website, so can you. And it comes down to getting the best service, having the right control of your website so you don't have to rely on somebody else like myself. And I'm not saying I would do this, but my industry is notorious for putting people on hostage, where it's like, hey, I need to make changes to my website. Sorry, that's not in the contract. You need to pay us more to make those changes. I want to do the teach how to fish method. You've heard the saying, no offense if you're a vegan here. I could build you a house, but wouldn't it be nice if I can teach you how to build a house so you can do whatever you want from there? So I want to give that person the control of knowing they could build their own website and maintain it. And of course, I'm sort of a therapist when it comes to people's problems. And whenever people say, how are you? Most people just wait till you're done talking and then they can get right down to business. Like Dr. Brenda, Sandy, and Zach here, when they ask you, how are you doing today? They're not just waiting for you to stop talking. They're actually hearing, oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Do you want to talk about it? Oh, I know someone that's been going through your same situation. Listening is more, I think it's easy to hear someone, but it's more important to listen to what they have to say. And there's active
Right.
listening, getting involved. So I'm trying to work on my active listening skills just to relate to the person. I can't understand what they're going through, but as business owners, nonprofits, and community pay it forwarders like yourselves, the best we can do is empathize and help them go through the process so they don't feel alone. And just one thing I want to add too, there's nothing worse than feeling, hey, we're having a great conversation. It looks like that's all the time we have for today. Book another consultation with me, and then we can continue this in the next month. You don't want to deal with someone like that. And I know all of you here would not do the same, such as that. So I just want to put it out there, just being human and giving control for a
Yeah.
website Z World is waiting for.
We got a comment, guys, and Brian, Mr. Z, I know that you know this one as well. We worked closely with him, but Brian says mine is bringing nonprofits back to what they should be. Brian's working hard to make sure that homeless vets have a home. Brian's working hard to get families of vets who are going through a difficult time, bringing in two whole families and keeping the family together while this vet finds themselves and recreates themselves. Brian is such a wonderful Hope Stock is coming up on July 29th, 30th, and 31st. And I'm going to ask you to go to projectdiehard.org to check it out. Once again, they're also looking for some huge sponsors. One of the other things that we've got going on and is that you can join Community Pay It Forward and One Hope Wines right now. And if you take and you use those 2 QR codes right down there, if you purchase a bottle of wine, you can support either Project Die Hard or the Avery Center. The Avery Center, once again, helps individuals after the horrifying, devastating life of being trafficked. And Project Die Hard is really working to help our veterans as a whole veteran, not fix a piece and pass them to the next. That's not what Project Die Hard is. Project Die Hard is all about fixing a veteran, fixing a hero, making sure that there's not that thought of, oh my God, I'm at my end. This is the end of my life. I'm going to take my life. Project Die Hard is such a wonderful program, and I love that Brian comes on and participates with us right now. But remember, right now, through the end of this month, you can support the Avery Center or Project Die Hard simply by purchasing a bottle of One Hope Wines through this campaign. And next month we've got two new campaigns that we're going to open up. So let's continue this. We're working with One Hope Wines to continue doing what Community Pay It Forward does, what One Hope Wines does. It's two like-minded organizations that are really wanting to make sure that we're not just talking, we're walking. Okay, this is what we want to see. We want to see good people get good things, and we can do that by making sure that everything you do counts, including shopping. So I want to go through this one last time, and remember that you can find out more at projectdiehard.org. Sandy, how do people get a hold of you, please?
Yes, they can find me on LinkedIn. They can email me. Go to my website, scabookkeeping.com.
Okay. Mr. Z.
Thank you, Zach, and thank you, Brian Gibson, for what you're doing for our veterans and everybody here that are helping our veterans get to where they need to be. You can find me at www.zworldwebs.com, or you can find me through www.communitypayitforward.us/Z-world-webs. Z World Webs. Thank you.
Thank you. And Dr. Hudson, how do we get a hold of you, sweetheart?
You can find me on www.mariebbsf.org, or you can email me at Brenda Boston Hudson. That's BBOSTONHUD at MARIEBBSF.org. And I'll certainly put it in the chat.
That would be fantastic. We're going to do one last thing. Once again, Brian is looking for sponsors of Hope Stock. And on July 29th, they will be live streaming to over 2 million people. And once again, anytime that you sponsor Hope Stock here at Pact, the Pact channel, we will also be giving you some love. For every time that you sponsor them, we're going to be helping you out. So please consider one of the great packages they've got going on. So it's once again, you're going to save lives. Everything is important. You've got wonderful programs like Dr. Hudson's. Right here is all of her information. Please make sure that you go to this little box right here and scan that, and you can find all of our partners, every single one of them. The minute they join us, they get added to this little box right here now. So we're trying to keep up with that, and even if it takes me a couple minutes to get it onto the website, or Z a couple minutes, you're still right here, and that's important. So make sure that you take this little box and you download that to the home screen of your phone, okay? And then that way, whenever you have some shopping to do, you click on that, and let's make every time you shop not just important to you, not just important to your family, not just important to your business, but let's use it to help somebody with a lifeline. Let's turn that money into a lifeline. Let's help people out there. I want to thank everybody who's joined us. I want to thank you, Sandy. This is the first time that you've been able to join us, and we had one. I just love that you were able to come on and join us today. I want to thank you, Dr. Hudson. Thank you so much for, it was so nice to see you again. Mr. Z, brother man, thank you. I also want to thank Brian for joining us, Brian Gibson. Hey, everybody, remember, my name is Zach Clayton, founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care. Please remember, nobody has to go it alone when we all come together. Please love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. Once again, if you have a hoodie, it doesn't fit you, cold affects everyone. Throw it in your car. Find somebody who's struggling with the cold. If there's food that you're not going to eat, make sure that you put it in a butter bowl, send it out there, give it to somebody who needs it, because they need it more than you. They need it more than your trash can. That's for damn sure. Let's make sure that everything that you do takes care of somebody else, because you know what? We're all one race. We're the human race. We love y'all. We'll see you on Wednesday night. We have a great packed show. So see you Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 Mountain. We've got a packed show. So make sure that you come in and join us. Once again, my name is Zach Clayton. I thank all of my guests, and I thank you for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.